Hello and welcome. Happy Monday, everyone. It is Monday on February 3rd, 2025. I'm super excited to be with you tonight. If you are watching and you're kind of curious to what's going on, and it's just about 7 p.m. Eastern Time, well, it's Spotlight interview week as I get a chance to spotlight all the different speakers that are attending the Cosmic Evolution Summit. And what we're doing here is you get a chance to get to know each one of the speakers personally and professionally. And I'm really excited to share with you each of our speakers each and every single day. There is a speaker who will be on pretty much every day in the course of this week. If you want to find out the schedule, you can go over to my website, which is Holistic Fitness NY, and the schedule is there for the Spotlight interviews and also the Cosmic Evolution Summit, which is taking place on February 16th, 2025, from 10:30 a.m. to about 7 p.m. Eastern Time, evening hours. So what I'm going to just do before I dive in, I want to introduce my amazing guest speaker for this evening. Before I do, I'm just going to read a little bit about her, and I'm going to bring her back on the platform with us. So just bear with me as I pull up her bio. And I might actually also have to pull out my glasses. Whichever way comes first. Let's see what we got going here. All right. So here it is. As I will be bringing her on stage with us, we have Ella will celebrate her 70th birthday come the end of March. She's also, as I like to call it, replanting, repartying from her job that she's been at for quite some time, and will be moving into a different journey. Very excited about that. Ella looks forward to studying, exploring, and implementing a new way of life to aid her on her spiritual journey. Ella has studied astrology, card readings, and Reiki. She enjoys spending time and sharing stories and experiences with others on their spiritual journey. Instead of looking at retirement and turning 70 as an ending, she sees it as an opportunity and a whole new beginning. So let's bring her on. Let's introduce Miss Ella. Hello, Ella. How are you, my dear?
Okay, how are you?
I am doing well. I'm doing very well. And I'm just going to take a moment. I'm going to make sure we are all live. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I'm streaming where I need to be streaming. In the meanwhile, while I'm doing that, I'm going to ask that everyone takes an opportunity to share out this live. So if you can do that, share this out. Let everybody know that we are here. I'd appreciate that. And then we're going to get this party started. So if you are watching on YouTube, please go ahead and share it. Hit the thumbs up button. You know what to do. And then we're going to land on Facebook. All right. We are on Facebook, and I'm going to just share this out to my groups, let everybody know that we are there as well. There's so much going on behind the scenes. All right. Perfect. So now let's get down to the business, to why we're actually here, and that is to spotlight Ella for the evening. So Ella, I'm going to ask you some questions to get to know you personally and professionally, or at least let the audience get to know you personally and professionally, as I already do know you personally and professionally. So we're going to start off with the very first question, and that question is, what was your favorite subject in high school?
Math.
And why was math your favorite subject?
I just like to add and subtract. I like to figure out, problems, how to do it. And my job as an accountant, balancing, I enjoy all that stuff. And it kind
Excellent.
of gives you the answer is definitive, that there's one answer.
There's one answer when it comes to maths. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like 2 + 2 = 4. That it always works like that.
Yes, as we say anyway, right?
Hmm.
Yes. All right, so here we are moving forward. What is your favorite time of year and why?
I love the spring.
And why?
Uh, just the flowers blooming and everything looking pretty and the sun shining, and it's like a rebirth.
Tell us a little bit more about the spring and the rebirth part of it.
Well, when you see all the flowers blooming again, and uh, it's like the circle of life, how it comes and around, and it's just pretty also.
Yes, it definitely is. All right, we're going to move on to the next question. As I continue to invite more and more people in, right? All right, so my next question is, talk to us a little bit about your educational and career background.
Okay, I graduated from St. John's in 1977, and I was a marketing major. And my parents had a candy business, and I was planning to do the marketing for them, but that didn't work out. It wasn't working out well. So I went back to school in my 30s and I got a master's degree with the minor in accounting. And I've worked as an accountant since 1994. And right now I'm CFO of a credit union. And I'm ready to retire and start a whole new a- avenue.
And how long have you been at your job prior to retiring?
This particular job, 12 years.
Excellent. You want to tell us a little bit about the story of how you found that job?
Oh, I worked many years ago. I worked with this man named Mark, and he heard that I was out of a job, and he called me to come to work for him temporarily. And it turned out that I'm there for 12 years. The person who I was filling in for never came back. And I lived in Staten Island, and the job is in Queens. So I used to stay at my parents' house, and then they needed to sell the house. So I was commuting, and then I got a little studio apartment, and I would stay there in the week. And that's when I was lucky enough to find Joanne in Queens. So everything seemed to, it was meant to be.
Yes, as they say, the expression is when one door closes, another door shall open. Not necessarily immediately, but it definitely does open.
Does.
Opportunities definitely do show up.
A
Love that.
funny a funny story about manifestation. What my husband always was talking about retirement, and I always said the day he retires, I'm going to get a full job, time job, because uh, he was a great guy and everything. But being home alone all day together, I didn't think it was a good idea. So I kept manifesting, saying, the day you retire is the day you get a full time job. Said that for about 15 years. The actual day that he retired, the boss came into my office and asked me if I'd like to stay. So I found that very, I found that funny. And saying your thoughts really do affect
Yes, yes, yeah.
how
Your
things
thoughts,
happen.
yes, your thoughts and the intention and the power of the energy of how one speaks on something. So anytime we put that much effort into something, bound to take place, which is why it's really important for us to be so mindful of the things that we are putting our attention and energy to. Otherwise, before we know it, we're wondering, well, how did this happen, and how did this happen, and why did this happen? And a big part of it is really because we've manifested. We're really great manifestors, and we don't
Mhm.
realize how great we are in manifesting, which is why we have to be very aware and cautious at the same token to what it is we are saying, and do we really want to manifest the very conversation we're always talking about. So I love that story, which is one of the reasons why I asked you to share it, because I really do love that story. All right, our next question for you is, who is your role model and why?
Oh, that's my role model. Oh, that's a hard one. I think Oprah would be like a role model because I read all her biographies and she's come a long way and it wasn't easy. And I say I had so much more help. If she could do it, I could do it. I think that's a little far fetched, but I want to branch out.
Well, why would that be far fetched? I mean, if your philosophy is if she could do it, you could do it. Why would that be
Right.
far fetched?
I yes, I have to take that back. That wasn't manifesting well.
Yes, yes. So she's your role model, and the reasons why is because you feel that she could do it, you could do it. Why not? Why not? Whatever it is, as you already know, whatever it is you truly, truly desire, and put the energy behind it, before you know it, it will actually appear in front of you into your reality. I love that. Next question. What does health mean to you?
What does health mean to you? Mean to me rather, being active, eating well, uh, taking care of yourself, drinking your water, not running to the doctor for every little thing.
What is
Realize,
what does it actually mean though, as opposed to all the things that help you to be healthy? What
oh,
does health
okay.
actually mean to you?
Well, health, I don't think it's only about the body, it's about the mind and the spirit also. And that, if you have a healthy body, it's easier to work in the spiritual and they all relate to each other. And let me think. There's what is it, the mind spirit? That's what I was a student at integrative, no, Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and that's what they focused on. You can't be totally healthy if your mind isn't healthy or your
So that
outlook. Or,
so that's what health means for you.
yes.
Love that. So when did you start your health and wellness journey?
Well, I started when I became aware. I really thought when I have two sons and I thought I was feeding them and then I realized that there were a lot of things that I wasn't aware of. So I would say about 19, like later on in life, I started to cook differently and make a lot of vegetables and make sure we drank our water and organic and things like that. Started eating whole grains instead of white bread, and some of them are very little changes, but they do make a difference in how you feel.
And when
Goji
did you,
berries.
and when did you actually start your health and wellness journey?
Well, I'll tell you, I started it a long time ago, but I had situations in my life and I got away from it. But now, since I've been working with you for the last 10 years, I'm much more aware of, what I'm doing and how I'm eating, and not only eating, but the people I have around me, that they don't zap my energy, or how, people are on different vibrations, and, people could change your energy, or, so.
What is one goal you would like to accomplish within the next 6 months, and why?
Well, I am writing a book. I don't think it's going to be done in 6 months, though, but I'm working on it. And I've wanted to do that from when I was in high school, and I never completed it. And I keep putting it off, and changing it around. And first it's fiction, then it's nonfiction, but I'm getting there.
Well, let's go back to our conversation from a little earlier. We were talking about manifesting. As you
Right.
manifested the job that you wanted, and being in the area that you are, how can you apply manifestation? As you said, that it is a goal that you have, but in your mind you don't see it happening, it being completed in 6 months. Again, you are the master of manifestation. So how can you reword it in your mind's eye so it can be something that can be accomplished within a 6 month period, by eliminating all the, as I like to call it, the obstacles, the stories we tell ourselves, and the excuses that we
So
allow to get in the way from accomplishing a goal. So talk to me a little bit about how can you manifest that? How can you
okay, I
change
could
that up?
just say in 6 months I'm going to have my book finished,
And,
and
and why is writing a book important to you?
I love to read. And when I read, I say, gee, I'd like to do this. And I have a lot of funny stories and situations that I think I would like to share with other people. And I would like my kids to know about me, like if it's nonfiction. It's both, really, nonfiction and a little bit of uh, fiction.
And do you have a title for your book?
Not yet. I keep changing it, but it's sometimes I think like of it as being "Oops, I did it again" or something like that.
That's
But
actually a really nice, a cool title. Oops, I did it again. That's got a nice little ring to it. Might be something you might want to consider. What is
yes,
another title that you were thinking about?
growing up as the scapegoat. That's a nonfiction.
I think I like the first title more.
Right, right. I think that would get more readers.
Yeah, only because it's got just a touch, a catchy phrase. Oops, I did it again. Yes, yes, I would definitely go with that one. Yes.
Okay.
Just again, as our audience sits here and listens and process here in learning about Ella and going through spotlighting her, it's also about helping her, planting some seeds and getting her to move it along, which is part of a big job that I do on my end with a lot of clients like Ella. So next question for Ella is, now this one's a long one, and I had to make sure I phrased it the right way so it would
Okay.
make sense. What is the one thing you wanted to do in your 20s and didn't get to do and would like to do now, and why?
Take dancing lessons.
Okay, and why?
Because I've always wanted to do it, and I love to watch people dancing and Dancing with the Stars and all of that. And actually, I did take dancing lessons years ago, like in a high school, but that was swing dancing. I want to do ballroom dancing and that kind of stuff. And I love the music and everything that goes with it, the fancy dresses with the tassels. I like that.
So you didn't get to do any of like dance recitals as a young girl? Because
No,
usually the dance recitals, they get on stage, they put on all those cute little costumes. So you didn't get to do any
yes,
of that?
I didn't take dancing lessons as a child. And I would always tell my mother, you never gave me dancing lessons. My sister had them, my cousin had them. So, in fact, when I took the swing dancing lessons, my mother paid for them to try to make up for so that was sweet.
Got it. Yes. All right. So my next question for you is, because you like books, you mentioned that earlier in regards to writing your own. What book are you currently reading and why?
Okay, right now I'm reading. Oh, well, I just read "Let Them" by Mel. I forgot her last name, and I enjoyed that.
What did you
And
learn? What did you learn from that book? Because I know that's a popular book right now. There's lots
right,
of
it
people
is.
out there
I
reading that
read
book.
like
So what did you learn?
whenever something upsets me, I say, "Oh, let them be the way they are," and that is so freeing. And then the
Yeah.
other one I remembered now. Right now, I'm reading The Four Tendencies, and it
Hmm.
talks about personalities, like uh, the tendencies, and they talk about I can't think of one of them now. The obliger, the upstander, the rebel, and it's very interesting. It's really interesting, and you take a quiz and see which one you lean towards. Nobody is all of one, but what you lean towards.
Yes, I
And
love that. I love that. So again, earlier we mentioned that you are getting ready for a new chapter in your life. You're repotting. You're going to be moving out of your 9 to 5. What are some of the things you would like to add on to your new schedule that you're not going to literally be on a schedule? What are some things you would like to do on your new schedule?
well, I'd like to I live in the uh, facilities where there's a steam room and a pool, and I'd like to take advantage of all of that. That's like a fun thing. I'd like to continue studying astrology. And I even thought about taking computer courses because I'm very confused when it comes to that. I have a lot of things that are out there, and with your help and all, instead of looking at it like I'm an old lady and my usefulness has gone, I realized that it's just a new door and there are so many things I could do. And I have my health, thank God, and that works,
Yes, yes.
so
and
I'm
and there's
really
an
looking forward to it.
yes, and there's an expression, and I'm not going to say it correctly. I'm going to say it the way I remember it, and the expression is, "You only get old once you stop living."
Okay, I get it. Yes.
You only get old once you stop living. Just because again you're moving into this new chapter, as we know it in society, we reach a certain age, and ideally that's what's expected of us. And then the big thing is, okay, so what do we do with the rest of our time while we're still on Earth? And that's one of the reasons why I'm always suggesting, not just to Ella but other clients as well, who are in that crossroad, in regards to start thinking about what is it you're going to be doing to fill up the time. Otherwise, again, if you stop living, you age. And for that matter, for many, it's a matter of not only do we age, but it ends up falling into health crises as well. So here is my next question for you, which is a fun question. What is one inspiring thing what is one inspiring statement you would like to tell your 5-year-old self?
Okay. You can do it.
And why would you want to tell your 5-year-old self you can do it?
Because I've always had doubts about my abilities, and I didn't get a lot of encouragement as a child. Even I was a very good student and all that wasn't valued in the home and all. And I I give myself the encouragement if I could when I was 5 years old.
Perfect. I love that. I love that. Now, what would you like to leave our audience with today? What word, what line of inspiration, what would you like to leave our audience with?
You are enough.
You are enough. Yes. Love that. I love that. Anything else you'd like to share before we end our segment of our spotlight for this evening on you?
No, I'm good.
You're good.
Mhm.
The woman that likes to chat, and when she has the opportunity to chat, she quiets down. Isn't that something?
Yes,
Anyway, yes.
it is
So
amazing.
for those of you who are interested in getting to connect with Ella, her email is scrolling on the bottom as it comes back in. I'll say it again. It's Ella nyc@aol.com. Feel free to reach out to her, email her, connect with her. After all, again, like I said, like she said, she's moving into a new chapter of her life. So she is definitely looking for connections and collaborations and things to do, especially if you do live in the Queens area, and if you do not and you have a Facebook group page that you feel Ella would benefit from, feel free to reach out to her. She is on Facebook under Ella. And let's make her next chapter more enjoyable than the last couple of chapters she's had on this planet. So I'm going to send Ella backstage. And before I do send Ella backstage, I want to remind everybody that Ella will be speaking on February 16th at the Cosmic Evolution Summit. Her topic is from PMDD to joy, and she's speaking at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So feel free to write that down and come join us. And if you'd like to join us in the Zoom room, that's by invitation only. You can either reach out to Ella or myself to grab your ticket. It is a free event. However, you will need to reserve your Zoom ticket, and that will be available to all of us as we get closer, probably about 3 days beforehand. The Zoom tickets will be available. The Zoom link will not be listed or posted on Facebook. So you do need to reach out to either Ella, myself, or any of the other speakers for that matter. So again, Ella, thank you so much. I'm going to send you backstage. Just hang out there until I come back with.
Okay.
All right, there you have it, ladies. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us this evening. Again, another Spotlight interview under my belt. Is that how they say that expression? I will be back again for the next Spotlight interview as I grab my notes. Sometimes they're not always in front of me. The next one will be taking place on February 5th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm super excited to share that guest speaker. As just like you, I will be getting to know her as well. Some of my speakers I know very well, like I do Ella, and some of them I don't know at all. So as you get to meet them, I get to meet them as well. I'd like to thank all of you for being here, and I'm just looking at the comments to see if there's anything that I need to respond to. All right, yes. All is good. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here with us tonight. I value your time. Ella values your time. Until we meet again, bye-bye for now.